So welcome student. This is the 6th class of electrochemistry. So in this class we will read conductance of a electrolytic cell. So up to 5th class we have completed galvanic cell. Okay, so in galvanic cell we have read the cell in which chemical energy converted into electrical energy is known as galvanic cell. But what is electrolytic cell? Electrolytic cell means the cell in which electrical energy is converted into chemical energy. This is known as electrolytic cell. So in this cell means electrolytic cell, here everything is reverse of galvanic cell. Okay, so in galvanic cell we have read anode is negative, cathode is positive. But here electrolytic cell, anode is negative, yes or no? Sorry, anode is positive, cathode is negative. Clear? Second, in galvanic cell, the two electrodes are dipped in one container. Is it true? No, in galvanic cell, two electrodes are dipped in two different containers. But in electrolytic cell, two electrodes are dipped in one container. In galvanic cell, salt bridge was required. But here in electrolytic cell, no salt bridge is required. Clear? So these are the difference between galvanic cell and electrolytic cell. So in this electrolytic cell, first we will read what is resistance. You see here we will read different types of terms. What are the different types of terms? Resistance, okay, resistivity, conductance, conductivity, okay, then cell constant, then lambda m, molar conductivity, and lambda m naught. So these 7 terms now we will read one by one. So first is, what is resistance? You know, resistance, it is the property of a substance to oppose the flow of electrons. It is the property of a substance to oppose the flow of electrons. This is known as resistance. And we know mathematically resistance is directly proportional to L by A, or resistance equals to some constant into L by A. What is this constant? It is called rho and it is called resistivity. Okay, so rho equals to R into A by L. Rho equals to R into A by L. This is called resistivity. Similarly, just its reverse is G, conductance. Okay, normally in physics, I think you have read conductance, the symbol is C, but here in chemistry, conductance, C for concentration, so here conductance we have taken G. Okay, so here G is the reciprocal of resistive, means resistance. Okay, conductance is the reciprocal of resistance. So here definition is resistance, it is the property of a substance to oppose the flow of electrons. But what will be the conductance? Conductance, it is the property of a substance to oppose or allow. This is the reverse. So it is allow the flow of electrons. Okay. So G equals to 1 by R. So G equals to, put the value of R. So R equals to, that is 1 by rho and A by L. Clear? So G equals to, in place of 1 by rho, we can write what? Kappa. Okay, kappa into A by L. So rho is called resistivity and kappa is called conductivity. R is the resistance, G is the conductance. Clear now? Okay. So this is the difference and these are the definitions. Next, what are the SI units of these terms? So you know the SI unit of R is ohm, ohm. SI unit of rho will be, so this is ohm into A by L, that means meter square by meter, so ohm into meter. Clear? Similarly, what is the SI unit of G? So G is the reciprocal of resistance, so G unit will be ohm inverse. Similarly, kappa is the reciprocal of resistivity, so its unit will be ohm inverse meter inverse. Clear? But now we are writing according to IPSC format. In place of ohm inverse meter inverse, we are writing Simon meter inverse. Simon meter inverse. So in place of ohm inverse, we are writing Simon. This is meter inverse. So these are the units of what? R, rho, okay, G and kappa. Next, theoretical definition will come like this. Define rho, define kappa. So how can we define rho? So you see, rho can be defined as, means rho is the resistance of a conductor, yes or no, when these are unit. That means we can write like this: when A equals to, suppose 1 centimeter square and L equals to 1 centimeter, then rho equals to R. Clear? So this thing, how can you define? Means a definition. So resistivity can be defined as the resistance of a conductor whose length is 1 centimeter and area of cross section is 1 centimeter square. Clear? So this is the meaning of what? Resistivity. Similarly, what is conductivity? How can you define conductivity? So same format. When A equals to 1 centimeter square, L equals to 1 centimeter, so kappa equals to what? G. Kappa equals to G. So how can you define conductivity? So conductivity can be defined as the conductance of a solution, having area 1 centimeter square, length 1 centimeter, or we can say volume 1 centimeter cube, because we are reading electrochemistry chapter. So here we are reading different types of electrolyte solutions. Clear now? So these are the four terms: resistance, resistivity, conductance, conductivity, or kappa, SI unit. Okay, definitions. Clear now? Okay, then next part is, in this unit format, you can remember 100 Simon meter inverse equals to 1 Simon centimeter inverse, because this is inverse. 100 Simon meter inverse equals to 1 Simon centimeter inverse. Okay, clear? So these are the different first four terms. Then next heading is coming, next theory is coming. What are the different factors affecting electrical conductance of a metal? What are the different factors affecting electrical conductance of a metal? But our chapter is electrolyte. Okay, so here only will factor we will read. So for a metal, what are the different factors affecting the electrical conductivity or electrical conductance? Okay, so the factors are, first is the nature and structure of the metal. The nature and structure of the metal. Clear? Second one is the number of valence electron. The number of valence electron or atom. Clear? So first is the nature and structure of the metal. second is the number of valence electron per atom, and third is temperature. Third is temperature. And you know, when temperature increases, then resistance what means resistance what increases and conductance what decreases. Clear? So for a metal, these are the three factors: nature and structure of the metal, number of the valence electron per atom, and temperature. But our chapter is electrolyte. So for electrolyte, for solution, what are the different factors affecting the electrical conductance of a solution? Okay, so for a solution, different factors affecting. First, number one is nature of the electrolyte. Nature of the electrolyte. Okay. Then second factor is size of ion. Size of ions produced and their solvation. And their solvation. Second. Okay. Then third one is nature of the solvent and its viscosity. Nature of the solvent and its viscosity. Then fourth one is concentration of the solution. Concentration of the solution. And fifth one is temperature. Okay, so you check. So different factors affecting the electrical conductance of a solution. So first is nature of the electrolyte, size of the ions produced and their solvation, nature of the solvent and its viscosity, concentration of the solution, and next is temperature. Okay, so first one is nature of the electrolyte. We know electrolytes are of two types. One is strong electrolyte and another one is weak electrolyte. Yes or no? So when the electrolyte is strong, definitely its conductivity is more. So you will remember one thing. Previous factor is metal, and this is factor for what? Solution. So one question is, suppose why copper is good conductor, why copper sulfate aqueous is good conductor. So why copper metal is good conductor? Because due to presence of free electron. Clear? But why copper sulfate aqueous is good conductor? No, due to presence of free ion. So you will see the difference. Copper is a metal, good conductor due to free electron. Copper sulfate is good conductor, why? No, due to presence of free ions. So in this part, always we will think in our mind that whether the free ions are present or not. If the ions are not available, definitely its conductivity is very less. Clear? So that's why nature of the electrolyte. So when the electrolyte is strong, definitely its conductivity is more. So when strong electrolyte ionizes almost completely, and hence its conductance, what? It is very large. Okay, so for strong electrolyte, its conductance is more, and for weak electrolyte, its conductance is less. Clear? This is the first. Second one is size of the ions produced and their solvation. So greater is the size of the ions or greater is the solvation of the ions, less is the conductance. So you see, if you will compare two ions, suppose one ion size is very large, another ion size is very small. So between these two, which case the ionic mobility is very high? Definitely small ion. So if ion, its size is very large, definitely its conductance is very less. First. Second one is their solvation. You know, solvation means when the ions are dissolved in the solution, if they are completely dissolved, then definitely their solvation is very high. So if their solvation is very high, then ions are not available. Hence their conductivity is less. Clear? This is the second point. Third point is nature of the solvent and its viscosity. Definitely we know, suppose if we take example of sodium chloride. So it is ionic salt, ionic compound. So ionic compound are highly soluble in polar solvent and insoluble in a non-polar solvent. So definitely, so when the solute is ionic, if the medium is polar medium, 100% its conductance is more. Clear now? So that's why electrolytes ionize more in a polar solvent, hence greater is the polarity. Thus, greater is the ionization, greater is the conductance. Similarly, greater is the viscosity of the solvent, less is the conductance. Because you know, viscosity, so when the any solution, if viscosity increases, density increases, so ionic mobility decreases. So if ion cannot move easily, so that conductance decreases. Okay. Then next part is concentration of the solution. So higher is the concentration of the solution, less is the conductance. Because when concentration increases, ionic mobility decreases. Okay, this is true for both what? Strong and weak electrolyte. And last point is temperature. And you know, when temperature increases, definitely ionic mobility increases. Hence, conductivity or conductance increases. Clear now? So these are the different 5 factors which affect for the electrical conductance of a solution. Clear now? Okay.